impossible. Nobody believes that I built this in 2.5 years. And then when they realize you built it in 2.5 years of the pandemic, it's like, how in the world did you do it? My first title was Corporate Project Development Manager.
Corporate project. Anong ginagawa?
Ano ibig sabihin nun? Ang ibig sabihin nun is, in the words of my uncle then, you find your own projects because I have nothing for you to do. Yeah, we're a prime mover in so many places. When we opened the mall in Bacolod, we were the first and only mall for a long time before the other national players came in. We want to be a first mover.
In 3 decades, Robinsons Land Corporation President and CEO Frederick Go transformed the property developer from just a handful of assets into a billion-dollar company with an estimated market value of almost 80 billion pesos. How did he do it? Ito ang kwento ng kanyang tagumpay. Kaya't samahan niyo kami sa kauna-unahang pagsilip sa 350,000 pesos a night na villa sa Nustar, isa sa mga crown jewels ng Robinsons Land. Dito lamang sa Usapang Bilyonaryo.
We have 3 villas here. These are really for the top tier clients who appreciate the finer things in life, who would like to have the luxuries of comfort. Obviously today we have challenges because of international travel. When the flights come back, this will be the place to visit. If you come to Cebu, you must come to Nustar. If you don't come to Nustar and you come to Cebu, parang hindi ka nag-Cebu. It's like you go to Paris and you don't take a selfie at the Eiffel Tower, or you go to New York and you don't go to the Statue of Liberty or Times Square. Right? So I want Nustar to be like that.
It will be the iconic...
It's the must-see. Okay. It's the must-visit.
When was the decision made to go into gaming?
I think it was made sometime in 2016, 2017. Yeah, that was...
Specifically, Cebu.
At that point in time, there were already 4 integrated resorts in Manila. And there were probably around 7 or 8 integrated resort licenses in Clark. So I think the natural choice outside of, I guess, Metro Manila and Clark would be Cebu.
So when you made the decision in 2016, how did that come about? Was it your vision? Did you have to sell it to the board, to JG Summit?
That's a really long story.
Oh, really?
That's a really long story.
Because, gaming is, how shall I say? It's not for everybody.
When the 4 integrated resort licenses in Manila were granted, we were actually also offered. But at that time, we were not ready. So
why? In terms of what?
In your own words, it wasn't exactly a natural.
It wasn't appealing.
It's not a natural
fit
segment that you just decide to go into. We passed on the opportunity, and then as time went by, we of course noted that places like Singapore issued 2 licenses, Marina Bay Sands and Resorts World Sentosa, and so that opened our eyes. And then in 2016, 2017, when there was an opportunity to open an integrated resort here in Cebu, we grabbed the opportunity. And to answer your question, I needed to secure the approval of Lance. Lance is the person who approved this project, so he should get all the credit for having the foresight to approve this project.
You should get the credit for proposing it.
Okay, I get part of the credit. We're really proud that we were able to build this in 2.5 years. I think by any global standard, you cannot build a facility this big and this beautiful in 2.5 years. I don't think it's been done anywhere. And we built it in 2.5 years of the pandemic.
What you accomplished here is a reflection of how you work as a CEO. Because how many divisions are there in Robinson's Land? I mean, how many segments are you in?
Okay, we're in basically 7.
Okay,
Seven.
can you name each
So we have malls, offices, hotels and resorts, residential condominiums, residential horizontal residential homes, industrial estates, and integrated developments.
Let's go back to the days when Robinson's Land was starting. What's your memory? What was your title?
When I joined Robinson's
Yeah.
Land, that was back in 1992.
What was your job description?
Okay, my first title was Corporate Project Development Manager.
Corporate project. Anong ginagawa?
Ano ibig sabihin nun? Ang ibig sabihin nun is, in the words of my uncle then, you find your own projects because I have nothing for you to do. You find your own projects and you find your own project to build. So my first project was to buy land in Bacolod, and we built a mall in Bacolod we opened in 1995. I was 22 years old, and
Wow.
and we were just getting started, right? So it was really find a project, find something to do. My first job was just traveling the country looking for land. So I think I've traveled around the Philippines more than 99.9% of the population because I've really gone around.
Scoured.
Yeah. So today we have like 53 malls, all over the country, from as far north as Tuguegarao and as far south as General Santos City. We have malls in these places.
You're pioneering in a lot of, small economies.
Yeah, we're a prime mover in so many places. There's so many places in our country that we are the only mall. We like to be a prime mover. We want to be a first mover. We like doing that, and it gives me a lot of gratification to know that we've really, uplifted the lives of communities in those areas that were previously underserved.
When you started as corporate project manager, was there a track for you to become CEO?
No,
Really?
no, absolutely none. When I joined Robinson's Land, I took a pay cut.
You say that you take great fulfillment in the impact that, for instance, what you were saying, have on the Filipinos. Can you elaborate?
When you attend a grand opening ceremony, the usual thing happens. You cut the ribbon, you sit
Sanay na
down,
sanay ka na.
you watch the show. So it's like it's work.
Yeah.
But when you see the kids go up and down the escalators for the first time in their life, they've never seen an escalator. And now you see the kids just go up, then they go down, then they go up, then they go down, like, multiple times. And
The joy.
yeah, the joy, the discovery, it's really for the community. It's like, oh, they would not have had this opportunity if we didn't build this, right? And you can just imagine before they didn't even have cinemas, for example. So when people talk about movies,
Hindi nila alam.
they can't watch it because there are no cinemas. And so it's really a prime mover thing. No? There are challenges, obviously, to doing this, but it gives you gratification to know that you've really, contributed something to the community. And usually the local government officials, they're very thankful, they're very grateful that you're able to bring modern day conveniences, modern day amenities to them. They're really appreciative, and you feel it.
Is that the best part of your job? What do you enjoy most about your job?
It's that, and I guess when people who have worked with you for a long time express their appreciation or their gratitude for what you've done to their lives, not just their professional life, but that you made a difference in their life. But when I get a card that has a special message, I keep those.
You're a
Reread them.
sentimental person pala.
Well, I keep those. I keep those. No, kasi for me, those are the intangibles. Those
That's
are
the meaning of why I suppose you stay up till 2 a.m. attending meetings, diba?
Yeah.
I mean, if you
yeah.
really have to dig deep into
Yeah.
why you're doing what you're doing,
Yeah,
that's it.
that's it. That's it.
When you started as, ano ba yun? Corporate project manager?
Corporate Project Development Manager.
Mahaba talaga. Pag mahaba yung title, parang pinapa-impress ka. Was there a track for you to become CEO?
No,
Really?
no, absolutely none.
You're a member of the family.
Yes,
So-
but absolutely none. When I joined Robinson's Land, I took a pay cut.
Oh?
I took a pay cut.
From
My-
your job as a journalist, may pay cut pa ba yun?
No, you know why?
Okay.
I moved kasi from being a journalist for a year to the business side of the paper for 2 years. So I worked in Manila Times for 3 years. So by that time, I was doing so well, I was earning a lot of commissions from sales.
Advertising.
From advertising. So I took a pay cut to join
Magaling ka
Robinson's
rin
Land.
palang salesman.
Ha? Di ko alam. Wala pa akong nabebenta sa'yo eh.
So, pay cut pa. Oh,
I took a
then,
pay
but
cut.
why did you do it?
It was because I believed that I would do well and that I would be able to prove my worth. It was something like, how do I say this? I guess I had the confidence that I would be able to prove my worth and I guess earn back what got cut.
More than enough. Look naman where we are. There's such a thing as revenge spending, revenge eating. Are you feeling that?
Yeah, our malls are certainly feeling that. No, in our malls, the food sales, for example, are way above pre-pandemic levels already. All the restaurants, the casual dinings, the sit-down fast foods, and the fast food outlets are all above pre-pandemic levels. So all our Robinsons malls are experiencing that phenomenon, and I think it's reflective of the revenge eating or the revenge spending you mentioned. People just miss going out, they miss eating out, and we really just want to do our share in helping our lives get back to normal. In fact, in the office or in reports, I was just talking about this yesterday in our investors call that we will stop referring now to the pre-pandemic levels or the pandemic levels because I think we're really past that already. Our mall sales, our mall rentals are all above 2019 levels already. So I think it's about time we stop referring
you
to
should
that.
not compare earnings, for instance, to 2019.
We did, just to say that we're already above 2019. And after that, let's move on with our lives rather than keep referring to the past. And I think it will help us, move along and move forward in life.
Robinson's Land was not seen as a property developer. I mean, you had to build the reputation.
Struggles a lot. Of course, everything we built was parang brand new, no? We built Robinson's Land from scratch.
Yeah. As in wala.
But that's the thrill eh. That's the part that you enjoy. I always say that the best part of my job is building something from nothing. Which is actually the attraction to me why I joined Robinson's Land. Because I had an opportunity to build something of my own creation. Something that from scratch.
How do you relax? What mentored you?
It would have to be my two uncles, Mr. John and Mr. James. You can't teach vision, but I guess you can observe vision. And Mr. John really was the visionary, the inspiration. From Mr. James, it was the operational excellence, the making sure that everything was executed properly, you know, always following a certain level of logic or practicality.
Mr. John saw the forest. Tama ba? And it's Mr. James who would see the trees?
You could say that.
So sa inyo ni Lance, how would you characterize the relationship?
Well, he's the boss,
Okay.
clearly. He handles the whole Gokongwei group, right? So I just have a small part of the Gokongwei group, which is Robinson's Land, or the property side, the property businesses.
The share of Robinson's Land to the bottom line of the companies, how big?
We're a significant part of the group in terms of contribution to EBITDA, or in terms of contribution to earnings.
Robinson's Land has a very close affinity to the consumer.
We cater to all walks of life. So I think the development of our brand, the development of our reputation or image throughout the Philippines is greatly influenced by the performance of Robinson's malls.
How do you see us in the next 5 years?
The Philippine economy really is one of the fastest rising economies in Asia or in the world, no? And I think the current administration, the BBM administration, has so many plans to really, support the economy. The president has mentioned in numerous public speeches that he supports the public-private partnership business model. So I think this is really one catalyst that can really, boost our economy.
What is the potential in tourism?
I think the country's potential for tourism is limitless. There's a lot of opportunity there. Tourism has one of the highest multiplier effects to an economy.
We could change places here. You could be the journalist. Eh? What made you try out that field?
I was the editor-in-chief of the Gaidon, which is the Ateneo school paper. So when Mr. John bought the Manila Times,
Okay.
I think for some reason he thought I was a journalist. So he said, I just bought the Manila Times. I want you to work there. So me being the good
Dutiful nephew.
I just said yes. I didn't have the heart to tell him, huh? I think I want to be in business.
What distinguishes what you're doing in your corporate social responsibility efforts and being a sustainable company or a green company?
First, we're known as the company that pioneered putting solar panels on the rooftops of our malls. The second one would be our LEED or BERDE or EDGE certifications for our buildings. No? So we made a decision that all our office buildings going forward will be green certified. The third point I just wanted to say is that I think about 2 years ago, we formed the Robinson's Land Foundation. So that's part of our, shall we say, commitment to supporting the community, society, especially where we operate in.
How do you relax?
So I have two answers. One is badminton, and the second one is wine. I like to share a bottle with good friends and relax. It's really a means to socialize and to relax, to unwind. I think it's very important. No, otherwise, as they say here in Cebu, mabubuang ka.
And that's how you keep your sanity. That is something that CEOs now have to grapple with.
One of my favorite prayers is the serenity prayer, right? Where you pray to God to give you the serenity to accept the outcomes of things you cannot change, and the courage to do things that you can change, and the wisdom to tell the difference.
I heard from a little bird that you love art. So how do you go about, appreciating and probably collecting those that appeal to you?
Buy what you like. And I guess if you're buying something expensive, then you have to do a bit of research. No? So I guess
Parang business din.
you have to educate yourself if you're gonna buy something of substantial value. We're quite proud, no? We will probably have 2 areas where we will have a lot of beautiful art. The first one's in Bridgetown in Quezon City. In those lobbies there, you will see big, beautiful art by known artists. And then here at Nustar, we also will adorn our walls here with beautiful art.
Wow. So that's exciting also for you
Oh,
because
very, very. I get OC
with art.
with art.
You have 2 children. Will they join, the company?
There's certainly no assurance for them that they will have a job. I think in the group they'll have to earn their job.
How do you keep that energy, that drive alive in your offspring?
Well, the only thing I can probably do is show them what I do and hope that they're proud of and happy with what I do. I really leave it up to them. As long as they're happy, I'm happy.
Frederick Go is betting big on Cebu. His multi-billion peso foray into gaming and hospitality is founded on his confidence on the potential of the country's tourism industry. He's also putting all his chips in on Nustar and Philly. Tumataya siya sa kakayanan ng mga Pilipino na makipagsabayan sa mga tanyag na pangalan sa larangan ng mga hotel at resort sa buong mundo. Ako po si Ces Orenia Drilon. Maraming salamat sa inyong panonood sa Usapang Bilyonaryo. Watch the full-length producer's cut on Bilyonaryo Digital on YouTube and on Bilyonaryo's Facebook page.